And we have a couple of magazines in India which are a bad version of amateur photographer. You see, digital technology, every cell phone has a camera. Everybody clicks a picture, family, friends, happenings, and they say, oh my God, this is such a nice picture, why don't we buy a camera? And everybody has got a DSLR camera. Everybody's taking pictures. And the magazines we have, which guide you about photography, are obnoxiously outdated, pretentious, and predictably stupid. So the idea is that for God's sake, that our new generations, our younger generations and young minds, and even age doesn't matter. You see, the other day, last August, His Holiness was giving his sermons, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, he was giving his teachings in Ladakh. And I'm doing a book on him because Mother has left us halfway through. So I have found His Holiness Dalai Lama. So I went to photograph him. So he saw me, invited me in. He says, oh, you still travel a lot. How old are you? I said, Your Holiness, I am only 72 years young man. So he laughed very loudly and he gave me a nice hug. Because when you invest your energy, your spiritual energy into everything that you experience, every investment, like every investment in your bank, is your investment which has some returns. Similarly, life also has, nature also has its returns. And all those energies being invested wrongly and repetitively, and especially for the new minds and young minds, they must know there is a world beyond us which is waiting for us.
When she became Prime Minister in 1966, she banned tiger hunting, the export of skins. She created Project Tiger, the Wildlife Protection Act, the Forest Conservation Act, and got her son after she was assassinated because she'd already done the Environment Protection Act to pilot it. So without that, we never had a pillar of laws to save anything because of the massacres that took place after independence, when it was a freewheeling game for everyone to shoot anything that moved in our forests. And there was no sporting mentality involved in it at all. Some people may have wanted to walk on foot and do it, but you can see what was done mainly and primarily from the archival footage. The success of Project Tiger meant that tigers boomed. They boomed under Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi to some extent, and then they started falling in a big way in the 1990s. Whether it concerned what the free market economies did to life in this country or life of our bureaucracy, I don't know. But there's a whole chain of events from 1992 which caused the major tiger declines that took place. These tigers I've just shown you in terms of the boost in population. Sadly, all these tigers were poached. The first lot in Panna, it's a little film clip that was taken by Dr. Chundawat, who was studying tigers there. And the second lot in Ranthambore, when we had our biggest problems between 2001 and 2004. Tiger natural behavior from the 1980s could be recorded everywhere. It took me 8 years of studying tigers to see my first tiger in daylight having water. Today you can go to Bandhavgarh or Ranthambore or Tadoba and you'll see tigers all the time. But for 8 years I struggled to see my first tiger. It was that difficult because there were people, there were villages, there were agricultural fields, and it was the toughest thing. Tigers change dens because they get frightened in one place and they go to another place by very gently carrying their cubs in their mouth. This is a very rare picture which in a way rewrote the natural history of the world, taken by the late Fateh Singh Rathore, who was my tiger guru. It's the male tiger in the role of a father.
तुमने मुझे अनंत किया है, ये है जादू तुम्हारा। जब एक बीता तुमने दिया है नया जीवन दोबारा। कितने पर्वत कितने नदी किनारे बंसी के लहरों से गूंजे हैं तुम्हारे। जो गीत गाए तुमने धीमे धीमे, किससे कहूँ भेद सारा। तुमने मुझे अनंत किया है, ये है जादू तुम्हारा।